Hello, it's not even a good morning. If you are seeing this live on Facebook Metaland, you are realizing that we're doing a live broadcast, which we rarely do anymore. We haven't done this in probably, I think we've done one or two special things.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we've never broadcast live since COVID began, and we had to go remote.
Yeah.
And we did do lives for a while, and then once my schedule changed about 2 years ago, we started recording on, I think it was Tuesday nights, then moved to Mondays nights, and then we can do it on Wednesday morning and broadcast the next week. But in case you're wondering who we are, and you just clicked on this by accident, this is the Coffee and Pandusi crowd, and also the Two Queers in a Truck crowd. I don't even know what we're going to call these, but we're going to do these little mini vignettes because we do our show so advanced. We're not getting the spontaneity that we like. And quite frankly, we like a little bit of tea. And there has been a lot of tea going on since we recorded last Wednesday.
Exactly.
And the topic we're going to talk about, by the way, I'm Jenny Gunn. And
Christian Cano.
My partner in crime, and we've been broadcasting together darn near 4 years. I came on the coffee team in about 2019, so I kind of forget. It almost was like a hangout, but the fact that we broadcast and record this on platforms still is kind of new. And so you're muted. You're still muted.
Sorry. Well, it's live.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Can you get me? Yeah. Well, that's the reason we don't do live anymore.
Well, even when we did almost 2 years worth of lives, we still did that all the time.
Exactly.
We did a whole bunch of stuff, but we would jump right into it. The reason we had a conversation today, as we normally do, we are friends, very close friends, off air. And we were chit-chatting about some future shows and some topics. Yeah. And then all of a sudden we thought, well, hey, let's talk about these different current events that are happening. But we just kind of dropped the tea, so to speak. And the biggest one on everybody's mind, unless you've been living under a rock or blowing up fireworks and completely lost or out of town and on vacation, Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook and Instagram and the Meta Incorporated, decided he wanted to weigh into the Twitter type news feed world. And there's other challengers out there. There's Mastodon, there's Tribal,
Blue Sky or something. Yeah.
There's a Blue Sky. There's about 5 or 6. There's Telegram that most of the adult producers are broadcasting on, just in case Twitter goes out. So there's a lot of alternative broadcasting sites.
Truth Social.
Truth Social. But it is true. Truth Social has a format very close to Twitter, which is a very interesting point. Twitter didn't get upset when Trump started his own version of Twitter. All of these other competitors, but I guess because Meta Incorporated, Zuckerberg's company, the one we're broadcasting on right now, Facebook, has deep pockets and Zuckerberg is probably fairly close. I just saw an article today that in 2022 and 2023, Zuckerberg's net gains in wealth was very similar to Elon's, or as I like to call him, Elmo. So Zuckerberg's the first threat to Twitter 2.0, the Elmo edition. And, I think it started with a little feud. And so Elmo posted on his main account, which he's been using another account, but he called Zuck is a cuck. I propose here's another word. Screenshot. Within close proximity of each other, I propose a literal dick measuring contest. They even put a ruler next to it. And then somebody pointed out hey, you forgot to log into the Elon Musk AOC account to post this. And then Elon put, oops, and with a little smiley, laughy, cry face. But Zuckerberg is not really answering per se. He's kind of laughing. He's kind of minimizing it. Because you know that Zuckerberg's been keeping this pretty close to the vest.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think
4th of July.
Yeah, Jenny.
Here we go. Here's a gift to the world.
Yeah. I don't think that many people knew about this. It was a very secret thing until probably a month ago. Remember, we covered it on our show.
Yeah.
It was leaked out, and it was rumored because they were trying to recruit like big influencers. So, I mean, do you think it's possible that Elmo didn't even know about it?
I think he knew, but I think also too, I think there's the possibility that maybe he thought Zuckerberg was bluffing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it also...
His ego, I think Elmo's ego maybe thought, well, no one would, you know.
That he was, you know, that they wouldn't go head to head. You know, because Instagram and Facebook are way different niches in the social media world than Twitter. And the Twitter is, you know, is such a dominant thing in American politics and in news coverage. And it's really one of the concerns of him having such power over that is how irresponsible Elmo's been throughout his career, how bad of a business manager he is, how he almost put PayPal under, eBay bought it, turned it around, and made it a great company. This guy's not had a good operating history when he's run companies. And then on top of it, this is a very important, Twitter is a very important landscape for a lot of people and a lot of professions. And to have him just turn it into a train wreck, which he has. Yeah. So here's the thing. You know, Zuckerberg did the right thing and put out a product that's not perfect. It's very simple. It's competitive. And the Threads 1.0 is a pretty good version. It's pretty clean. And most of all, it doesn't have all the white trash on it. Yeah, the white trash.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jenny. And I know when you wanted to do breaking news, which I thought was a brilliant idea. You know, everyone who watches the show knows she's the brain of the operations. And then, you know, this thread thing. And it was so appropriate for us to do it right now because all the news over the last 4 hours is that Threads now has 100 million users. That is incredible. It took Twitter 2.5 years to get 100 million users. So just to put things in comparison, and people are just anxiously, you know, leaving. But to me, what you said earlier, I think what most people who are leaving Twitter are, you know, they call Threads the Twitter killer, and I'm all happy about that. The reason people are leaving, can you imagine working for a company with a CEO who actually posts something like Mark Zuckerberg's a cuck, right? Because I didn't even know what it was. I had to look it up. And then 8 hours later, we need to have a dick measuring contest. That is the most outrageous. It's like, what the heck? So anyone who's actually advertising on Twitter after that, that's some serious, like, it's crazy.
Well, and at some point, and I feel like Elmo knows he's not fit to be CEO of Twitter.
Yeah.
He's the worst Fortune 500 CEO ever. I mean, he is, you know, a scam artist, a trust fund baby, you know, an apartheid baby. He doesn't have any ethics whatsoever, you know. And not that a lot of billionaires do, but he definitely he thrives off people knowing he doesn't give a shit. And so, you know, the fact that somebody like Zuck is come in and saying, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a Band-Aid on this gunshot wound. I'm going to help people because, you know, I think when you have that kind of power, you have a responsibility to keep the social media genre alive.
Yeah.
And I think Twitter format's very important for social media. and he's jumping in with this thread solution. Whether it lasts, whether he merges it with another company, whether he buys another company like Tribal or Blue Sky, which I haven't read that he's going to, but it's a possibility because a lot of these companies are struggling for capital. The one thing Zuckerberg doesn't struggle for is capital.
Exactly.
He made an extra $59 billion last year on top of what he was already worth. So so he's not. He could go in and he could buy a company, merge them with the current startup, bring over all their employees, and just make a crazily good platform. And I'm not so sure that's not what he's not doing. Is that he may be, wanting an outside group to do the long-term moderation of this because he's still working out the bugs on moderation and features and stuff like this. There's several companies that are competitors that have the technology down better. They have the infrastructure that this brand new app lacks.
Yeah.
But also know that Zuckerberg has the money to facilitate.
You know what this is equivalent to, Jenny? Because I know we want to keep this real short. We only got like 4 minutes left. This is equivalent to you and I going to a sports bar, and we love the sports bar, and then the new owner buys the sports bar, and then there's fights in the sports bar. And there's obnoxious people, Marjorie Taylor Greene sitting up there drunk on the on the bar, and we're like, shoot, God, this is but we want to watch the games. And then someone buys a building right next to it and builds a brand new sports bar and says, if you don't want all that trash and all that crazy and that hate, come on over here. And we're all going, yes, that's what it feels like. This is a real-time education, and bigger companies typically don't innovate a lot when they get to a certain point. This is one of the few times where you've seen Zuckerberg become kind of innovative and clever. And he is getting a lot of love for doing this. I think he's getting a lot of love, cautious love. I think people are going, I like this for now. Yeah, exactly.
We'll see how this goes. Because Zuckerberg betrayed a lot of trust in 2016 with that whole Trump, the algorithm problems, and a lot of people blamed Hillary's loss on Facebook and some prejudice and things like that. But I think Zuckerberg's gotten to a point in his career. I think this is a legacy move.
Yeah.
I think he goes, I've done some problematic things. I've stole some things. I've done some ethical things that are not very ethical or moral. And I think this is one of his chances, just like all billionaires in the Scrooge story, they get to a point where I've made all the money I need to make.
Sure.
Now see how I can make a positive social impact or societal impact. And I think this is kind of his little, I wouldn't say swan song because he's very young.
Yeah.
But it's one of his things where I'm going to try to give back. I'm going to try to fix this problem. I'm going to try to make it a market forces, but also an equitable solution. And here you go. Here you go, progressive people. Here you go, queer community. Let me see if I can actually make some good out of all the ill-gotten gains that I've gotten over these last 15, 20 years that he's been on the marketplace. And I hope that is his motivation. I kind of feel like it is.
Yeah.
He's not really tooting his own horn. He's laying very low.
Yeah.
He is letting it play out the way it should.
Sure.
Because he doesn't have to lash out. His lash out is making threats and launching it. Yeah. Here you go. Have fun with it. Here's a Ferrari. See what you want to do with this.
Well,
boom.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jenny. And I think this is a great thing for our first breaking news live video. We'll keep everyone up to date if there's anything else breaking. But I think when people look back at this on social media history, they will realize that this last week, and especially today when they hit 100 million, I think Twitter has now become What was the one that's the other ones that have gone by the sides? MySpace.
Well,
Don't you think once President Biden joins this Threads, it's
right.
over?
I'm almost reluctant to see politicians get on. I almost like it with some limited celebrities.
Okay.
I don't even particularly like the Kardashians on there. I don't like the real big celebrities on there. I kind of like the low level, low key.
More of the Instagram crowd. That's what you like. Yeah.
Well, it's a more calmer, more progressive crowd.
Sure.
It's mostly we're not giving any of the conservative incels any space. We're not answering back. We're not promoting any, reposting their posts. We're just burying them. We're just blocking them. And that's what a lot of people are doing. It's not just we're just not going to platform the hate on here.
Yeah.
And if you ignore it in this space, it'll just die. They won't ever get it back.
Yeah. Unlike on Twitter, where Elmo actually promotes it. He changes the algorithms to actually, when he first took over. Yeah, I was finding stuff that like Bobbert was always popping up on my Twitter feed. I was like, why? I don't even follow her. Ted Cruz was on there. It was crazy. Well, listen, Jen, we have run out of time.
Sure.
Because everyone's cooking dinner. But hey, this has been fun. I think we need to keep doing it. So, anything else you want to say before?
Yeah, we're just going to do these little tea times. We're just going to spill a little tea because it's not morning anymore. So we're not going to do any coffee. We're not going to do anything in a truck. And we're just going to spill a little tea and have a little fun with us and drop these once or twice a week just to let people know that we actually are still alive. And
that's right.
We're still here and we're still queer. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Our regular shows will drop on Wednesday, just like normal. Y'all have a great week. Bye, y'all.
We'll see you Wednesday. Unless another breaking news happens before that. Bye. Good job, dude. All right. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching our Coffee and Pondusi show every week. Don't forget you can watch us visually on our video podcast platforms on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platforms like Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of the other ones that your favorite, whatever your favorite is. Once again, thank you for watching us on Coffee and Pondusi. We'll dance out.
Hey, everybody, you can catch us on your favorite audio podcast platform, Spotify, and all Apple Store, the Google machine, and whoever else does podcasts. We're on there. We broke in, and we're staying. So enjoy the Two Queers in the Truck on your favorite audio podcast platform. Thanks for listening or watching. Bye, boo. Happy time.